So, I'm gonna make this video on anybody who thinks that an LS swap in a 240, whatever it may be, I'm strictly just gonna go over the engine, transmission, and stuff like that itself. It's something that I've always wanted to do and always thought it was out of my price range. I don't have the skills to do it or anything like that. So I'm only making this video just a quick rundown of so far, and hopefully you'll follow the build as to how much money I've spent on this, because I would say this is a complete budget build, and so far it's going really great for me. It all started with a block. We'll go with that. So I ended up picking up a long block from a local shop not too far from here. It's actually a drift shop, and they sold me this block, spun bearings in it, pretty much damn near all of the pistons. So I'm surprised that that's all that was wrong with it, to be honest. But I figured I'd start with just a bare block. So it's a 6 liter out of a GTO. I believe a GTO. It could be any of those for the LS1s. But started with the block. I ended up, as time went on, I ended up searching Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay, whatever you can think of, any of these forums, and I found another LS1 block, fairly inexpensive. I believe I spent about $400 on it. I bought it strictly for its crank, its pistons. Pistons were close to brand new. They looked beautiful when we took off the heads on it. The pistons all look to be in great condition. So it was a good buy. I ended up throwing the crank pistons inside this engine. So I would say so far I'm in maybe about 600 bucks. Let's go with that. Like 600 bucks on the engine itself. And to be completely honest, I've got lifters, I've got a cam, I've got 243 heads, and this I'm still only in about 600-700 bucks, and I would say so far this is a quality build. All the bearings have been replaced. Pistons, like I said, look brand new. The only thing that I've bought brand new so far on the car are going to be piston rings, bearings. I'm going to end up doing all the gaskets over again, and a water pump. So that being said, $600-700 into the project, I have, or would like to say I have, a complete long block LS. And if you look at these LS swaps, how much they cost and everything like that, it does get a little ridiculous. Speed Academy, I believe, has a write-up on it. I can put a link to that below in the description section. But Speed Academy showed a full-on non-budgeted LS build, and then they did a budget LS build. Even with the budget LS build, I believe it was still somewhere in the 7 to 8 gram range. By no means am I almost done, but I personally believe I can get it a lot lower than that. There's so many transmissions out there that you can choose from, whether it be the LT1 converted to LS1. You've got the CDO9s are getting extremely inexpensive at now. You've got the Z32 5-speed transmission, which is what I'm personally going to be going with. So there's options out there. I believe, I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to end up going with the Z32 5-speed out of a NA. I don't know if I'm going to go with LOJ or I believe they're called G-Force cross-member or G-Force something. I did see a few videos where people were using the Z32, G-Force transmission adapter to go to LS1s. I personally am leaning more towards LOJ because I feel as if they're a more established company. We'll go with that. They do have a lot of quality builds out there that I've been following. So, and they're local. So I think we're going to end up going that route. Between the adapter itself and the transmission, you're probably looking at, I'd say, $1,000 for the adapter that comes with the flywheel, everything you need to actually swap it over to the LS. And you could probably find a Z32 transmission anywhere between $200 to $500. So let's say $1,500 altogether. You're still well below what you'd have to do to convert a T56 to work in my situation, at least, would be an S13. So all in all, let's say if I had that done today, I'm a little over $2,000 into it, and at that point I'd really only need a clutch, a drive shaft, and a wiring harness, which would maybe equate to another, let's say, $200 to $2,500. So in my own opinion, that's half of what Speed Academy was budgeting their budget build at, and I've cut that in half. By no means is it the greatest build ever, but it'll definitely serve its purpose. And farther down the line, everything that I've done to this car, well, engine, can definitely be swapped over to another. So let's say I built this like shit and blew it up. I could literally go to like a junkyard, or even let's spend the money on a crate engine, and everything that I have would legitimately be able to be swapped over. So it's definitely doable for anybody who's interested in it. If you would like to follow my build, you can subscribe. It's starting to get cold out. It is becoming winter time, so I don't know how much content I'd be able to release, just because it being cold out. I don't have the biggest garage. It's not heated, so it does get extremely cold in here. But if you're interested, follow it. I'm gonna put up as much content as I can. I want to make these videos to deter people from believing that they can't do it. I know people get tight on money, all stuff like that. So that's the reason behind why I'm doing this, is just to show that it can be done. And I'm by no means rich. I work 2 jobs. I put all my money into my car, rent. I have another car payment, so I'm just a random Joe Schmo that could be able to do this. And hopefully I can help you guys, or anybody who's watching that may be interested in doing an LS swap themselves. Maybe I can lead you in the right direction on where to spend your money, or how to find parts cheaper than what you would buying them brand new, and just options in general. But I'll give you a quick overlook of what I've got on my engine so far. I'm gonna end up using the casting 243, I believe, for my heads. Right now I do have 806s that I had laying around in the house, well, in the garage, that I threw on just for mock-up purposes. This one being the one that I've bought with the spun bearings. I had another one that was just a long block between the heads, intake manifold, water pump, crank pulley. I'd say another $600. So let's say $1,100 on a, I would say, brand new LS, all things considered. Bearings being refreshed, gaskets, all that stuff. So I'd say all in all, I'm already ahead of the game, in the sense that if I were to go buy a dropout, I'm probably going to look at maybe $2,700. So I'm ahead of the game. I'm literally half the cost in so far. My next step would be getting my transmission. I can probably post a video on one of those coming up later this week when I go to pick that up in eastern Pennsylvania. So that'll be cool and exciting to finally get a transmission, one of the last pieces I need to actually complete this build. Well, not complete, but at least get it in the car, which should be amazing if I can do that before wintertime, just to get it in there and, you know, get the satisfaction of seeing something that I've built with my own hands, in a sense, being accomplished. So that'd be extremely cool to see that done. But yeah, I'd say so far I'm definitely on a good track for a budget build, which is definitely what this is going to be, a budget build. Yeah, so I'm excited. And yeah, thank you.